The teaser isn't the martial arts ascendancy yet, and it sure as shit ain't a build guide. But it's expeditions. I believe, judging by the title, this is exploring the ocean, so I'm thinking that's going to be endgame expeditions. But I haven't watched this video yet. I'd figured that I would do it as a live reaction because it pissed off one person in the comments of the Facebreakers video that I was not just playing the entire video, that they were free to go watch on the Path of Exile YouTube channel. I don't know. Anyway, let's see what's up with expeditions.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Rogers, Game Director on Path of Exile 2.
There we go.
In the Runes of Aldo League, Logbooks are seeing some big changes.
Actually, just to, I don't know, piss people off earlier, I never did any logbooks in Path of Exile 2 Endgame, but I have done a ton of expedition in Path of Exile 1 Endgame, so I won't be able to do any more comparisons than what they are just directly saying about how it changed for PoE 2. But most of my experience and what I'll be talking about here is Path of Exile 1, and just things obviously that I'm excited about, I think are cool about these endgame logbooks.
It's time to go seafaring like true explorers. Yes, you can explore the ocean. To the southeast of the Atlas lies a vast ocean with new environments to discover and treasures to unearth. In the Runes of Aldo, while doing expedition encounters, you might find logbooks, and by using these on the ocean, a small part of it will be revealed. As the fog recedes, you'll discover many new islands, most of which you won't have seen.
These require Waystone tier 16 or higher for these. They didn't, I don't believe it showed when they were hovering that. It didn't. I'd imagine that the higher tier of a map you complete. Let me listen to that again.
Southeast of the Atlas lies a vast ocean with new environments to discover and treasures to unearth. In the Runes of Aldo, while doing expedition encounters,
Yeah, so while doing expedition encounters, you'll get your logbooks. I'd imagine that the higher the tier of the Waystone, I'm going to keep calling them maps, but I didn't. But the higher the tier of the Waystone you do the expedition encounter in, the higher the tier that the logbook requires.
Find logbooks, and by using these on the ocean, a small part of it will be revealed.
I'd also imagine this is the only way to go out into the ocean, just because it feels like that's the thing, is that expedition is out into the ocean. This is more of just a general endgame thing, and I'll have to see how it actually feels, because most of my Path of Exile 2 endgame experience has been very early endgame, and they're doing a lot of different stuff here. But it does quite feel, from what they've explained so far, that it's going to be hey, we want everyone to do everything, to do Delirium and Ritual and Breach and Expedition. But if you don't want to, you don't have to. We'd prefer if you would. Again, I obviously don't work at GGG, so I don't know. But it feels like they, if not wanting you to do everything, they at least want you to be able to easily do everything. Which is something that seems like it's kind of been the idea from the start, just with having separate Atlas trees for each mechanic, as opposed to Path of Exile's Path of Exile 1's unified Atlas tree, where you have 3 different trees, but they're all the same. You have 3 different loadouts for the tree, and even at the beginning you didn't have that.
As the fog recedes, you'll discover many new islands, most of which you won't have seen before, and all of them will contain expedition encounters.
Okay. I'd imagine you can get different rarity of your expedition logbooks as well, which might lead to these having more modifiers. That would make sense to me.
In these encounters, you'll need to blow up the remains of buried Kalgurans, bringing them back to life only to slay them again and steal their loot.
So it's not, at least on this one that they're showcasing, and maybe it will be later, it's not massive expeditions. PoE 1 logbooks is one massive expedition, maybe even PoE 2's original logbooks. Wouldn't be surprised if we get some of those later. If you do get large encounters, particularly for the bosses, maybe.
Also include the Runes of Aldo crafting remnants, granting immense opportunities with a wide selection of recipes.
Also Monk.
But there's more than just the buried dead.
Martial artist,
Each island
please.
has all sorts of things to find and explode. In the bleached
That's Facebreaker. Using a bunch of mace skills with no weapon equipped.
Sorts of things to find.
Their mana's all gone. I don't know if that's a thing about that I just don't know about an Ascendancy I haven't used, but their mana's gone. Also looks like they're using a Lavianga's Spirit. I believe that's what that flask is called in PoE 1. I don't know if Lavianga's already exists in PoE 2. I'm gonna look it up. Oh, it does already exist. Okay. And that is exactly what it is. Flask can't be used, but applies its effect constantly, but they don't appear to have any mana. I think I might just be missing something. Oh, it looks like Laviang was actually released last update, Fate of the Vol. Yeah, might be missing something with this like mana here. It might just be an Ascendancy or something I don't know about.
Find and explode. In the bleached shoals, you'll discover siren eggs throughout the area, as well as clams that contain a surprising amount of riches. As you destroy the eggs, sirens spawn.
This is the same build there.
But be careful. If you destroy enough eggs, the siren herself will arrive to defend her children. On this craggy peninsula, you can find another camp of the kin, hiding in their hovels.
This one's got ward.
Out of there. And while you're at it, you can free some of their caged beasts. They've even caged some exiles in order to watch them fight with each other. Why not blow them up too?
I don't know if those already exist. Death Rattle, Diaba, and Thrill Steel. I ain't gonna look those ones up. The Lavianga's thing was interesting to me because I was already on the mana trail. But I know Thrill Steel is just like permanent onslaught, and that's it in PoE 1. But a lot of uniques have just changed wildly to better fit with PoE 2, so that might just be, you know, entirely different.
In this inland heath, you will find a gigantic remnant with a series of smaller runestones. Each one you blow up will activate another slot on the massive remnant, allowing you to craft almost any recipe.
Big crafting. Craft almost any recipe. Don't know what any of that means.
But there's still many more.
Want to hover it? They don't want to hover it.
Wisps, blow open root doors, even raise ancient precursor technology. In order to explore the ocean further, we'll need to acquire more logbooks by killing runic monsters, indicated by large flagpoles around the dig site. With each logbook, you can explore more of the ocean, and you can go as deep as you like. There are ancient vaults,
Infinite Ocean, okay.
a bunch of new bosses, all sorts of underground areas.
Hey, wait a second.
And a few.
I was gonna say I recognized that dude, but he didn't have a shield.
So
I'm pretty sure he does in PoE 1.
So join us for the release of the Return of the Ancients on May.
But that's how you get Svalin in PoE
Thanks for
1.
watching, and see you then.
Might be how you get it in 2 as well. Cool. I'm gonna go back a little. Okay, I'm gonna go back a little and please stay paused. Interesting stuff. I am excited for logbooks. I somehow managed to turn the 2.5-minute reveal into an 8.5-minute video. But I had stuff to talk about, so yeah, you deal with it. If you want to watch just the video without pauses, here you go. It's on their YouTube channel. Path of Exile channel is almost at 400,000 subscribers. That's crazy. Anyway, one of these days I'll come up with an outro. And one of these days they'll give me my martial artist showcase. Or patch notes. Patch notes are not tomorrow, but the day after, supposedly. And at that point, I'll probably just get most of the information that a showcase would have shown me. Showcase might show some interesting stuff about gloves, but that's not what this video about. This video about Expedition. Now, I was going to try and say something like, I'm going to be expeditioning myself over to the stop recording button, but it didn't really work, did it? I mean, it still got me an outro.